Welcome to Speed Talking with Fora, a weekly debrief that keeps you up to date on the latest trends in travel. Here's your host, Henley Vazquez.
Hey everybody, I'm so excited to welcome you to our first episode of Speed Talking with Fora. So this week we're talking about Europe because that is where everybody seems to be at the moment. And there's a lot going on here that we thought we'd share. So let's start with Italy. Is it overcrowded? Yeah, it's pretty busy right now. There are travel strikes. There are lots of tourists. Prices are really high. Actually, we've got a little bit of a stat here. In January 2023, inbound tourist arrivals in Italy totaled roughly 4.7 million, which is 2.7 million in 2022. Now we're at 4.7 million. So yeah, if you think it's busy, it is. Fora alone, we have booked almost $7 million in Italy travel this year. So yeah, we're feeling it here. And we want to talk a little bit about kind of what to expect on the ground, some places that we especially love, some places you can still get into at this point in the season, and also where to go if you're dying for that Italian pizza and pasta, but you want to avoid the crowds a little bit. All right, so top destinations, obviously Rome and Florence. I will say if you are trying to avoid the crowds, well, good luck. You're not going to in either place, but Florence is a much smaller city. So if you want to be a little bit more on foot, a little less traffic, Florence can be an option. But Rome, you can also spread out, get into the outer neighborhoods, not be as much in the crush of the middle, but it's going to be busy. Top 5 hotels that our advisors are booking, well, Chapter Roma, which is a great option for something a little bit less expensive in Rome, Mezzatorre and Hotel Il Pelicano, 2 of our favorites. These are outside of the crush of everyone. Il Pelicano being on the coast of Tuscany, Mezzatorre down in Ischia. Then back to Rome, the 2 others that are top booked are the Hoxton Rome and Babuino 181. Now, all of these are a little bit less expensive, a little bit less fancy, but what we're seeing is people are doing kind of that 4-star option in Rome and then splurging on a place like Pelicano when they get outside the city, which I think is a great option. I mean, Rome is full of incredible hotels like the Russi or the Eden, spots that we really love when you want that super special splurge. Let's see, Bulgari has also recently opened, Intercon, Six Senses in Rome. There's sort of an endless slew of options for something that's really high end. But what we're seeing in our data is that people are holding back a little bit in the cities so they can afford that splurge elsewhere. Now, my opinion on Italy is, yeah, it's a totally incredible destination. We are not saying don't go to Italy. In fact, actually, we just recently had something happen where, now this is exactly why you need a travel advisor. A hotel in Positano that was meant to be opening this month is not opening. So everybody who had a booking there now has to go find another booking. We scrambled, we called some friends, and we actually were able to get that guest into one of the best spots in Positano. So again, this is the value of a relationship with a travel advisor, is we'll pull those strings for you. But I was surprised to find out that there were any space. And they said, actually, yeah, we do have some spots in all of our hotels along the Amalfi Coast for the end of July. So remember that you can still get in. Just don't expect to have the touring perfect. Don't expect the restaurants to be able to get you in. You have to go kind of with low expectations and just roll with it and enjoy it. My favorite hotels in Italy, well, there's a lot of them. I will say we've already mentioned a few. I'll also add in the Place in Florence, Lupaya in Tuscany, Grand Hotel Tremezzo in Lake Como, and then Borgo Ignazia in Puglia, which is one of the places I would say go if you want to get a little bit off the beaten path. Puglia still is not as busy as the Amalfi Coast. All of this goes to say, if you don't want to deal with this, guess where's not as crowded? Greece. Now, you're probably hearing about the fires in Greece. Those are a thing. That's over in Corfu, so over in the Ionians. If you go to Athens, the Dali, favorite spot a bunch of our advisors just visited. If you go down to Mykonos, which yes, is always going to be busy in the summer, but new places like Kali that just opened actually have promotions for August. Crazy. Never would have expected that. Klezma, Cosme, huge ones that we love. And Portugal. Portugal is trending hard. And that's another spot that you can go to check out, particularly if you want to get down into Comporta for the surfing, or inland, about 20 minutes, is a new place that Christian Louboutin just opened called Vermelho. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. That is sort of a spectacular designed little 13-room hotel about 20 minutes inland, which again gets you away from the mosquitoes that are so famous on the Comporta coast. Go to Portugal, surf, hang out in Lisbon, check out the little stores. So Greece, which is like kind of was as busy as Italy is this summer, last summer, a little bit more chill, actually some deals there. Portugal, a little bit less discovered, a little bit more affordable. Or go to Italy, but maybe get a bit off the beaten path and just roll in expecting that you're going to have some great food, you're going to have some incredible sightseeing, but you're going to do it with a lot of other people. All right. Well, thanks for joining. We'll talk more about some other stuff next time, and get in touch if you do have a trip that you want to book. We'll hook you up with a great advisor who can help you make this trip happen. Thanks so much for joining Speed Talking this week. Please tune in next week where we're going to be talking about Michelin Guide's arrival to Vietnam. Yum! See you then.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't travel too far before hitting follow and subscribe. Check in next week for the newest episode of Speed Talking with Fora, and our take on what's currently happening in the wild world of travel.